Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene of Dark Crusade Season 2. On this fine evening, we set the scene with Qadir as he investigates the Jewish quarter. He has been looking for stragglers, remnants from the forces that defended Herman on their great assault about a week ago. He hasn't had much luck. In fact, despite his best efforts, he's had very little luck at all. He has definitely been trying his utmost to find said figures, look for clues, has perused his contacts. What he's been found is rather concerning. Because what he's found is not that there are stragglers, but rather that the citizens of Odessa are slowly becoming more and more attuned, more and more aware of the supernatural activity, the supernatural creatures within Odessa. As such, it's difficult to use them to find anyone without accidentally tracking a friendly target. All that Qadir has been warned of is that the small folk are militarizing. And they've already started to move on certain targets. They haven't hit any Canaanites yet. But it's only a matter of time until they do. And this time, it doesn't look as if they want to be stopped. So without the help of his contacts and his allies, Qadir has largely been left to his own devices. Unable to really call upon outside or mortal aid. He has been investigating the city alone. Starting with the Jewish quarter.
I see. Yonder is about not much catching a whiff of any particular remnants of Tabras's mass embrace. He will take a moment to just kind of take in the quarters as he's been confined into his hut for quite some time. Much dealing with the people outside of it or outside of his close friends or close associates, really. And I'm assuming it's a relatively nice, brisk summer night in the desert.
You could definitely say that. It's quite a clear night, so it cools down fairly quickly.
And once taking the city back in, he will take a moment to focus his mind and horse that's around him. Oh, excuse me. See if he might catch something unusual on his in his vision as he's walking about.
Yeah. And just make the roll. Dice roll of 3.
Alrighty. It's perception, empathy. Yes. So. It's 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so you can detect pale auras, and you can detect the main shade of emotion.
Yeah, so as he's walking about, he's looking for the pale, deathly aura of a Canaanite, and possibly streaks of black. They are fledglings, and they may not know better. So,
The irony of an Assamite saying this.
well, I'm saying it more in the sense that, hey, if you get caught and you're not an Assamite, even if you are, people are going to frown upon that. At least if you're an Assamite, people expect it out of you. Yeah. The Salubri are back in town. They just straight out might murder these guys just because they ate somebody. But as he, excuse me, goes through the streets, got trying to looking casual, to take a note of all the faint living lights of the mortals around. He's going to kind of look around. He's going to speak to a mortal passing by and just kind of chit chat for a bit and see how they're doing. Oh, excuse me. How things are calming down ever since those early attacks.
Okay. Yeah, you walk over to a random mortal on the street. You can tell they're mortal. They have a bright aura. Um, their current disposition is calm, from what you can tell. And they appear to be heading deeper into the district. You pull them to one side, and he just says, "Oh, can I help you?"
I've been just stuck in my house for quite some time, just wanted to talk to somebody. Sorry for you. Sorry about that.
Okay, and he will begin to walk away, looking
Mm.
rather awkward.
And as he begins to leave, the man, I ain't quit yawning. Qadir will try to stop him, and he was like, "Wait, please, may I ask you a few questions? Because I have been such a shut-in. I've been curious how how things are going around town. I know there was violence on the streets, but they seem to calm down a little bit."
He gives you an awkward look. Violence on the streets? When?
I guess internally, Kadiro seemed kind of odd because he remembers. Just rest when the Tabrets attacked. I know the Jewish quarters weren't hit very hard, but I didn't think they wouldn't notice. Would that be untrue for me to say, or at least untrue for me to think?
Um, the Jewish quarter was hit, perhaps not the hardest, but it was hit.
That's what I thought. I was like, I wanted to stand. So, oh, there was violence. It's like there was a big attack. Only a few months ago, and there's still been unrest in the city ever since then. So his response seems weird to me.
And to be fair, that was many months ago. That was, what, 3, 4 months ago?
Yeah. But I am a Canaanite. Time is kind of different for me.
Hmm. Yeah, no, for a mortal, that's a very significant period of time. And there hasn't really been that much significant activity since then.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a brief burst of violence. It was sort of an incident rather than an ongoing trend. But
Okay.
he just looks at you.
When I see that he seems confused about my inquiry, I go, "Forgive me." Said I'm just that out of touch. You have a good day, sir.
Right. He begins to wander off. Kind of shakes his head as he leaves.
And seeing his response from that one guy, Qadir rethinks his strategy, though, as he wanted to be a bit more, I guess, tangential to his statements. Maybe being a bit more direct might be a good idea. So as he continues to walk and look for another person to talk to, does anything seem to catch his attention?
Um, you still have aura sight up, yeah?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You see someone heading towards you. They have a pale aura. You don't recognize them. Um, Native Arabic gentleman, fairly average height and build, much like yourself. What are my perception alertness?
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, he has an armored. He has some armored shirt. He has an armored shirt and some light padding underneath his leggings.
And he doesn't seem to be a noble, nor part
No,
of.
no, he looks like he's upper merchant class. He also with 5 successes. You can tell he has a concealed dagger.
Hmm. I can't say I'm packing any less. I'm just more surprised. And when has he already walked past me when I noticed this?
He's walking up to you.
Okay, then I'm gonna kind of put myself in a position where we kind of run into each other.
You don't really need to. He's walking right up to you.
Oh, he's walking up directly at me. Okay, that's different. And I will raise my hand just in a gesture of friendliness and kind of just kind of wave at him, see how he responds.
You look like you need directions, sir.
I'm just yawndering about right now, and he will present his hand in greeting and goes, "I'm Al Qadir."
Let me get on this guy's name real quick. Pleasure, Arcadia. My name is Offman.
Pleased to meet you. And goes, so and goes, what brings you? What brings you to the streets this late at night?
Business and undue laxness on my part.
I see. What's that? And he says, "You said said you a said yeah that was words said said you a guard for a particular for a particular nobleman. I can tell from your posture that you are at least trained in some sense of self-defense.
He gives you a curious once-over. I'm little more than a simple merchant nowadays. My fighting days are long behind me. Should be noted, he does look like he's in mid to late 30s.
He's Qadir Estate. I come from a great line of, and he puts up this, of hunters these nights. Said, I come from a great line of hunters. They don't allow us to be underprepared.
Interesting. What do you hunt?
Typically, we like to go after big game. So, predators.
A bold man, I see. Or perhaps a gambling man. I suppose it depends on your talent. And I will assume the best of you. Yes, you do look quite skilled.
Yeah. So then he nods at that, kind of more or less gauging them that he's keeping a similar facade, not trying to expose himself or anything, which is good.
And would you like to take a seat with me?
Yeah, gladly.
He kind of just sits on a bench by the buildings. Oh. He kind of looks up to the sky and he just goes, "Dark nights, dark nights."
So, only temporarily. Eventually, the dawn will come.
Oh, the dawn always comes. It is God's gift to us all.
Yes.
So, if I may ask, how have you been faring, Qadir? The past few months have been rather tumultuous for the city.
Unfortunately, so. But
so much undue violence.
Indeed, but it seems to be recovering well. I only hope that our, let's just say, new person in our guard is worthy for the position. What I've heard about him, he seems a bit unstable.
Oh, I must ask who? I'm not familiar with this gentleman.
Said, I believe he's new to the city, but he's gotten quite a bit of clout of recent. I can only remember that he has a scar on his face. Oddly enough, it might be more like a burned tattoo. There's a crescent moon, I think. Maybe some type of old way of acknowledgement. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I do hope he is more stable than you suggest. The last thing we need is more unstable figures in charge of the city.
Indeed.
It's part of why we got here, really, I suppose.
I feel
unworthy men wielding power they don't deserve, but who am I to judge?
It is nothing wrong to bring up proper criticism. I feel that maybe Odessa would be better off if it showed more, let's just say, hmm, threat to the people that wish to bring disorder upon the clans. I feel that maybe we should have been more diligent in making sure that our neighbors don't get inspired to do something that they'll regret.
Hmm. It's interesting you say that. Well, you seem to have been making the best of it. He sort of pats you on the shoulder.
And he takes it. So, you said you were a merchant. What are your wares?
General goods, by and large.
I specialize more in agriculture. I sell mainly foodstuffs.
Well, I'd imagine you're a hunter after all.
Uh, I don't. So unfortunately, most people don't want predator meat. So they take my corn and wheat instead.
You are a farmer as well. You must be quite busy.
I try to be, but these days I feel a bit aimless. Maybe I believe getting stuck in the rut is the particular term. Oh, need to try to do something different.
Hmm.
And as they continue talking, um, he will somewhat he will, I guess, say in a more of a hushed tone. Um, so how long have you been? As he puts in a kind of an emphasis on it, expired.
I've muted myself.
Oh,
He'll say,
oh.
come now, there's no need for such talk.
So, unfortunately, I must ask. I'm hunting down stragglers within Odessa, and I would like them. And from your disposition, I don't think you're one of them. So,
Well, I'm very glad you believe so. But tell me of these stragglers you are hunting after. Perhaps I can assist you.
they're recent. So they are like children at this point, but their presence will bring a disturbance in the city. And they must be caught and properly either trained or killed.
Let's see. Hmm. Has been public news within this domain for some while that there's been some sort of conflict going on. Quite violent, although I haven't, as you can tell, I haven't suffered under it.
I am trying to put what I can under control. But I hear for the most part, the major threat has been taken care of. I'm concerned about these smaller ones now. And I don't need children making our lives harder.
Hmm. Any patterns these children have?
It's hard to tell right now, but I've been trying to focus on missing persons, violent deaths.
There's a lot of those.
But we always have our particular tells.
What about the children in question? How do they hunt? Alone, in groups, that live together, not?
I'm assuming these stragglers are going to be working as individuals, though. They might be actually well enough to organize themselves. So, all I know for sure is the people are not taking all these particular attacks very well and they're beginning to organize. And that's going to be a problem. So,
This sounds very concerning.
well, they're noticing patterns themselves and they're learning techniques on to deal with the predators.
Well, I'm not sure how useful it will be, but I had seen something recently.
Dude, please go on.
A lot of, how do you say, a lot of sickly but heavily armed looking men heading in and out of a house in a rather ramshackle looking thing at the edge of the Jewish quarters next to the guild halls, right on the edge, if I recall. I can show you if you like.
He raises an eyebrow, especially when he says there might be activity at the guild hall, because he knows a few knights that hang around the area a lot, so you think he would have noticed them, or they would have noticed them. But he will say, it's like, your information is more than helpful.
Well, if you need me to show you, I don't know if you want to have a look or if you want to go later or.
Time is precious as he stands. I'll begin my search now.
Right this way. It shouldn't be too long from here, about 10-15 minutes perhaps.
And he nods. We'll allow him to guide him to this place.
You leads you on about a 10 to 15-minute walk. All the way up through the north side of the Jewish quarter. Until you're on the edge of the district itself, right on the boundary between the guild halls and the Jewish quarter. And it takes you around a side road where the buildings are a bit more run down, but still perfectly livable.
Mm.
It's not a slum. It's just not exactly the nicest to look at part of the quarter.
Okay.
Where some of the poorer folk live. And he'll walk up to it with you and go, point. So he'll point and go, that one there, if I recall. You see, I live around here as well, so I tend to walk through this part of the city quite a lot, and I did notice it did catch my eye. The sort of people entering and exiting the building was very strange to me.
I see. Why, thank you for your assistance.
Well, no, thank you. You've been most helpful.
As he's kind of saying that, Qadir is going to be kind of waiting for this guy to leave.
He doesn't immediately leave. He actually just kind of stares at you for a moment and goes, are you waiting for something, or?
I said I'm gathering my thoughts. Please don't wait on me. But what you've done has been more than helpful.
I see. Well then, I shall get out of your way. And he won't actually leave the district. He's just going to kind of walk off to the side. Can you roll a deception alertness real quick?
Yes, I can. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus the 1, so that's 3.
Okay. I also need to roll 2 more times. Oh, that person fails. Okay, so everybody actually fails against you. So as you kind of wait there, the man sits down. He doesn't actually leave the district, or doesn't leave the road. Sorry. He just sits down on one of the benches that are just kind of placed up against the building, and you can hear one set of footsteps above you, a set of footsteps coming from behind you, and another off to your side.
So the obvious trap was obvious. Obvious.
And yet you walked straight into it.
That I did. So And there's a very audible sigh from Qadir, and he goes, let's not make this unnecessarily violent, people. Come on out.
For the record, when you turn around, you see one of them quite clearly behind you. Well built, not particularly large, around your height, but a bit bulkier. There's a more life-looking figure. Who was just hanging around the roof of that ramshackle building, directly off to your side. And another figure who is similarly armed to the individual who is approaching you from behind. Appears from from a pile of detritus in an alley and begins approaching you. Hoffman's just still sitting there on the bench. He seems to be minding his own business, really.
Yeah, when they approach, I go, I'm assuming this one's been teaching you.
They sort of look between each other. Don't say anything.
Said it would be appreciative if you would answer my questions. That allows me to evaluate the situation much more clearly.
The bulkier man just says, "Then allow me to verify the situation for you. You are outnumbered 4-1 by four heavily armed individuals who could kill you at their leisure."
Qadir mainly just looks up at that man and goes, I think I noticed that. It doesn't change the fact that I'm asking these questions.
You are in no position to ask questions.
Unfortunately, yes, I am.
Allow me to refute this statement. Roll initiative. He will just raise his bastard sword to strike you with.
Looky doogie.
Because as it turns out, violence is a perfectly valid argument.
Yes, it is. Typically one anybody can do. Oh noes.
Oof, that's not good. I'm
That's
gonna roll
rough.
for all of these people. I need to roll 5 dice. So I'm just gonna roll. Let's see. Oh, he rolls about as badly as you do. 1 second. Let me. So Bob gets 6. Okay. Ooh. And I need to roll for Hoffman because this is kind of relevant for him, as it turns out. Wow, and he actually rolls amazingly. Okay. Interesting. What's your initiative?
Oh, my initiative would be, because it's 3 plus wit, so it's 8 plus 1, so I'm at 9.
Okay, any armor subtracting from that?
Actually, yes, sure. I am -1, so I'm actually at 8. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'll put you at 8. I need to roll for somebody else. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be question mark person that's going first. So the first thing you'll see is as one of the men goes to strike you, albeit quite slowly, you actually have you'll have room to dodge before he even strikes you.
Oh, man. I'm better than that. I block it. I mean, I parry it.
Oh
Yeah,
no, wait, because you don't get to go first, and they don't act after or before you, because someone else is acting. Because I see you typing for a roll. No. As this person goes to strike you, it is from the shadows, as if appearing from mist. It is your brother that stabs one of these individuals in the back. All covered in his own blood. He may have been following me this whole time.
I would have never guessed that.
He does need to see. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Val's Crest is really good.
Like I said, it's still aggravated damage, man.
Let's see. Well, from obfuscate, it's really good because he can do it before combat. Otherwise, it's bad.
No,
And to be fair, if he failed that roll, I'd be like, this power sucks. But he got 5 successes, so this power's really good now.
We're assassins. We're not actually here trying to fight people. We sneak attack. Like I said, hit and run, sneak attacks. We don't go for real fights. That's stupid. We're not Bruja.
Let's see.
Sneak attack is the only way to win.
Okay. This is now a +8 ag weapon, which will go down at a die per turn until it kind of goes back down to +3 lethal.
Yep. And then if he had potence, he does all of that plus potence and his strength.
He has 2 dots of potence.
See, like I said, numbers can get high.
So he's gonna hit him. Now, as it turns out, like it's almost as if he's really good at this. It's almost as if he's an Asmite warrior, and he's literally be able to do this.
Yeah.
He's just going to hit the one guy. He's not going to spend his celerity or potence, doesn't feel the need to. He will spend for fortitude, anticipating a retaliatory strike. That is...
I'm gonna find a more hilarious. You guys weren't any stragglers. They were just Canaanites or
it's a
something.
back attack, so he gets 2 extra dice as well. Okay, this guy's getting shreked. That's 10 successes. Okay.
Well, how does he smell when he's burnt before he turns into sludge?
Let's see, so that's 9 plus 4 plus another 4. No, it's not. It's 9 plus, which is 13, plus the 8 damage from the ag weapon. Is 21 dice. Okay.
Kills him.
He might actually live because he has the guy being struck has
the fortitude.
Yeah, he has fortitude and armor, so he actually gets 5 dice to soak. So in theory, if he soaks,
if he smokes his max of 5,
he needs to soak. Well, he needs to get 5 successes to not die.
Yeah, he'll only be maimed if he gets maximum soak dice.
Actually, he will spend for the fortitude, so he only needs to get 3 successes now, and he doesn't. So he immediately falls into torpor. In theory, this should ash him. Actually, I'm going to say it just ashes him. So the ambush strike goes off without a hitch as your brother instantly kills one of them from obfuscate, completely decapitating this man's head from his body.
Did he use his great axe? I'm assuming he uses great axe and just executioner chops his head off.
No, he's using a scimitar, which is the equivalent of a long sword in this.
He's running light.
System.
He typically runs heavier.
It's going to be Offman's turn. Offman's going to dominate you no, he's not going to dominate you. In fact, he's just going to make his way over to you and shank you. Because that would make a lot more sense. And he's going to spend a bit of blood. Because he's not actually that good at this. He's the social character.
I'll spend a blood point for celerity so I can block twice if I get attacked more than once.
Okay. You are hit with 3 successes. He has no specialty.
All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3 as well.
Okay, you successfully block his attack.
Or parry, technically. Yeah.
It is Archer Boy's turn because Mr. 14 there just got ashed. And he's actually good at his job, so I know exactly what he's going to do. He is going to fire a shot off at you, and yep, he's just going to shoot you.
An archer, a salubri. Wait a minute, is that one character from back in the early days? Forgetting what her character's name was. She was an archer too.
Nope, but he's bloodbuffing. He only gets 3 successes.
Am I allowed to block projectiles? I know that's a thing for high-level celerity. I don't think I can do it now.
You can't block projectiles. You can attempt to dodge. You can't attempt to parry unless you have. I suppose if you're using celerity, you could attempt to parry.
I know in the Modern Knights it's a specific power, like at level 6 or level 7, where you can just.
To be fair, if you have celerity, you can literally dodge bullets. So.
But I don't actually have any points of athletics. That's why I blocked. That's
okay. Well, I mean, you can attempt to make the same roll again. You didn't actually get that good of a roll, despite having 10 dice.
Well, if you allow it, I'll roll it. No reason not to.
Yeah, and you parry the shot, which you can only do because of celerity. And now it's going to be as you parry the shot, leaving the character surprised. It is now your action, but you've used both your actions for blocking.
Yes, it did. Because
so
dying is a good idea. So I will say, I guess I will say to these K-Knights is like,
someone's going to spend for potence and celerity and try and murderize you.
Alrighty, time to start running out of dice.
You don't actually have a third block. You only have 2 blocks.
Yeah, I only did set it up for 2. I used up only 1 point of celerity.
So what's this character's dice pool real quick?
Don, don't fail me now.
And they can they can do this. They don't actually have a lot of dice because they're using a lot of their celerity dice to get you. They don't have a specialty. This one doesn't have a specialty. So they get 3 successes. So that's 2 rollover. So that's 4 plus 2 plus 3. 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9, and there's 2 automatic successes on the potence.
So if you allow it, I'm gonna put and actually no, I'm gonna pray for the best because I got a spell I could cast next turn and make this a little bit more efficient.
Okay, you take 4 lethal damage.
Alrighty, time to try to soak. All right, that's 1, 2.
Okay, you take 2 lethal damage. He's now going to attempt to hit you a second time because he has 2 celerity, so he gets half of that in additional actions.
All right.
Unfortunately, your brother did not actually spend for celerity actions because he thought this would be very easy and that you wouldn't die in the first turn.
Hey.
And hey, you may not. You've only taken 2 lethal.
Yeah.
That's a botch. That's a sad roll.
Does he drop his sword?
No, he hits his friend.
Oh.
Actually, is there anyone for him? Yeah, he hits Offman. So I'm just going to roll his standard 7 dice. Okay, so he hits Offman for 5 lethal, and Offman has to soak. God. Okay, Offman only takes 1 lethal because he will declare for fortitude.
All I can say to this is like, I honestly was gonna give these guys a chance to talk themselves out of the fight. I was like, everybody keeps telling me not to kill the stragglers. I was like, okay, I won't just kill them. Instead, they get scared and attack me anyways.
Nope. Now your brother's gonna grapple someone. Brother's gonna grapple. He's gonna grapple Offman. He's gonna spend for potence and. I'll make us roll real quick. Okay, Offman can't beat that, so he is automatically grappled. And he'll also spend for celerity as well. Although he's only going to spend for one additional action.
Let's say I don't know how much he ate today. I didn't eat, which that was poor on my part. But my herd is good, so I didn't feel like I need to eat. But
Ventry guy, Ash Archer guy's gonna shoot you again because they want to. They're trying to focus people down.
Smart thing to do.
You can choose to block these, by the way, if you spend for celerity. If you don't spend for celerity, you won't have the movement speed to block it.
No, I'm just gonna spend 2 extra points. No, I'm gonna spend 1 extra blood just to add to my stamina.
Okay. Okay, he does have a specialty in his in that ability crossbow. Let me just look up the damage for it.
But I should put in the chat my blood pool.
Yes, that'd be helpful. Okay. What's your armor rating?
My armor rating is 5.
Armor rating of 5 with -1 dex penalty?
Like I said, minimum, save it now.
Manmon, yeah. Okay, crossbows have an armor piercing of 2, so you lose 2 armor dots. You lose 2 soak to this roll.
Okay.
And
you could always
crossbows
tell
aren't actually particularly threatening. Okay, it does 3 lethal to you.
All ready?
Yeah, and you soak. It is now your action.
All right. Time to use Power of the Earth.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 turns. I can. The effect lasts for 5 turns. I'm going to put. Let's see, 2 into my. I'm going to put 1 in my stamina and 3 in my strength. And I'll make sure to write that down.
Okay. What's your current stamina at?
My stamina now is at 5, and my strength is now at 5 as well.
Okay. Bruce is going to do the same thing again. He's also going to buff his strength.
Honestly, that's probably would have been a better idea to do once I knew they're going to attack me. Cast that stuff first.
10d10.
And I am at 5 blood.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing you spent for that stamina because you're going to take 8 lethal. You need to soak. I believe you it's currently 2 wounded, so you need to soak for at least 3, if I recall, so you don't immediately go to. No, you need to soak 4. If you don't soak 4, you go to incap, in which case you will collapse to the ground.
Okay. Let's see how well I can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Okay,
5.
you take another 3 lethal damage. Well, the merchant can't keep doing this because you'll actually have to stop next turn because they are not on full blood. And he's spending a lot. He can actually only do this for 2 turns. Yeah, he can only do this for 2 turns before getting hungry, so he can't actually continue this. None of the characters actually can. I think only the Salubri is still at 10. Offman's at 7 currently because he spent 3 blood for his dex because he is terrible at combat.
I'm not great either. I'm just getting lucky.
Okay, your brother goes next. He begins draining Offman. And drains him all the way down to... Oh no, Offman... No, Offman's at 6 because yeah, I had to spend for fortitude as well. So that's my bad. Yeah, Offman is drained down to 3 blood. I should actually, yeah, Offman can't actually. No, I will have them roll again because Offman should have had the chance to break the grapple, which I completely forgot about.
I just remember you said that you don't think he can with the successes he had on the first
That
one.
was on your brother's check. Offman gets a chance to break out. He's not breaking out of that. It's good. I just have to roll your brother's check because he rolls so well. He gets
Yeah,
he gets
why I
9
remember. Like, I
successes.
think because I
Offman
think
ain't touching that crap.
yeah.
Uh, and then the bourgeois is going to strike you. Okay, he only gets a single success, so that is 5 plus 3. Okay, he does 5 lethal to you. You're currently at mauled, so you need to soak. You need to soak another 4 of this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus
Oh,
the one.
wow, very lucky roll.
Yep.
Yeah, you take no damage. So we will move to the next turn. Your brother's going to drain down. I'm going to let's see. Okay. Your brother's going to drain him of all blood, and then he's going to. You see that this entire time he's been cutting open his hand. He's been crushing his own hand with potence, and with his bloody hand, he's going to mark the chest of Offman.
Wait. Oh, he's doing that. He's doing that first level ability that help you against eating people, and also show to everybody else around you. You don't look around.
Oh, and he does. So Offman is out.
And then there was 2.
Well, Offman's in torpor. Actually, he can't do this yet. But I'm going to keep that roll. So, in fact, he's going to move on to the next person. And he's going to spend a lot of blood because he's borderline. He needs to spend a blood right now and throw it up. So he's going to spend 3 blood points. And he's probably just going to Potence Leap up and try and take out the archer.
That would be. I would actually kind of call out to Hassan and go like, "It's like if you would please." Because I have a thing to deal with the Salubri Archer. He'll say that I have a thing for the Archer. I would like assistance, please.
Your brother will simply say to you, "I will not fight all of your battles for you, brother."
Yeah.
And he's actually going to make a cold shot on this Salubri. He's going to try and decapitate him. He gets. Have I actually been under-rolling your brother? No, I haven't. He rolled 11 dice for attacking. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So that's 6 plus 4 is 10. It's been 2 turns, so the weapon goes down to plus 6.
Yeah, I should have saved that one sheet.
16 automatic potence. If I'm getting it right. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 13. No, sorry, 6. 6 plus 4 plus another 6. 16 dice. Okay.
Because I am at mauled, so
He ashes the he ashes for Salubri. For our oldest Brujas still at full health.
No, I wish I had more stamina instead of strength. I was expecting to take so much damage. I was hoping to get better soak. I'm glad I have the dots, though. Probably, because if I didn't, I'd probably be dead by now, or at least incapacitated.
Yep.
But as Steve said, like, he can't fight all my battles, but it's like, man, you're so much better at it than I am, though.
The best part is he could have probably saved you from this ambush without you taking a single hit, yet he's allowed you to take damage.
Mainly because, hey, stupid, why didn't you ask for my help in the first place?
But no. All right. All that said and done, it is your turn. You've got a Brujas staring you down, and he has the potential to kill you.
Oh, he does. I'm debating what I want to do, because I'm like, should I heal myself first just to be safe? But that's like, dude, I can't grind this guy out. Like, I don't have that kind of capabilities. I'd be hoping for the best if I try to grind him out. So I think what I'm going to do, and I'm also trying to look at what my dice abilities are, because, well, man, I'm at mauled, so I'm at -2. Okay, so it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. Okay, this guy, he's got his sword in his hand, correct? And from the immense speed and strength, it is safe to assume that he's a Bruja, which possibly what I want to do might be difficult.
It's become apparent he possesses the power of protence and celerity. He can move as fast as you can, and he hits with a lot more force.
All right. Then what I'm going to do then is, let's see. Do I want to do this physically or magically?
Whatever helps you live.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. Because if I try to awaken the spirit in the sword to get his blade out of his hand, he might have too much of a grip. Or I could try to physically outmaneuver his handwork. The biggest thing is, I don't want to die. What I'm going to do is, can I heal and spend a point of celerity at the same time?
Let me see, because I think celerity can ignore generational limits in V20 standard. Because I think that's how they justify the Bruja not being terrible. At 10th generation or below. Let me double check. Player can spend 1 blood point to take an extra action. I'm just going to see if this is the case in Dark Ages, because in V20 it specifically states that you can. No, that kind of sucks. That really sucks at Bruja. So in V20 Dark Ages, it appears you cannot. You cannot go beyond your you cannot expend beyond your generational limits for celerity. In V20 standard, you can.
No, it's not a problem. But no, then I'll just heal myself. That's not a big thing. So yeah, I'm going to spend 2 points of blood to heal some of my wounds, put me back up to injured, and I am going to try to disarm this guy.
Okay, you'll need to make a stamina plus survival check in order to heal.
Alrighty.
What's your survival? You have survival, right?
Yes, I have survival at 2.
Okay, so stamina plus survival, difficulty 6. Fail, you cannot heal, but I won't say the blood point is wasted. Okay, yes, you can heal. So, yep, go ahead.
Yep. I'll spend 2 blood, and I'm going to try to disarm him, which I believe that is a difficulty 8. Is it 8 or 7?
It's difficulty 7. Then you need to do an amount of damage higher than his strength. So you basically need to do 7 points of damage. He doesn't soak for damage, by the way.
Okay.
It's basically you roll what would be your damage post check, and then if you do more damage than his strength rating, and this includes his potence, you disarm him.
Okay.
You rolled a +1 diff as well, so it's Dex plus melee, difficulty 7.
Alrighty. And I'll spend a point of willpower on this.
I assume to ignore wound penalties.
Oh yeah, you can't do that for these combat actions. No, I'm only at injured, so I'm only at a -1. So
You're wounded.
Yeah.
So it's -2.
Yeah, -2. Actually, yeah. Then I will spend a willpower to ignore that. Then I counted that wrong. So, yep. Spend a willpower to ignore wound penalties and the roll. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3 successes on that part. And that's only 3, so I do not.
Okay, so you attempt to disarm him, but you unfortunately do not succeed at doing so.
Okay.
You bat his sword away, but he maintains his grasp on it and continues to attempt to attack you. Okay, he can't keep spending now. Oh, I know exactly what's going to... No, he needs to beat you now or die. He's going to make one last attack on you. He's going to spend for his blood points again. This is going to put him down to hunger. He's only spending for potence and celerity, though he's not spending for anything else. This is going to make him very hungry, but he needs to be able to run away as soon as he kills you, because otherwise your brother will kill him. So normally he would not do this. It's a good thing, though, that your brother is causing him to spend his celerity dots on running away, because now he can't use them on his attack roll against you. Okay, you take 6 lethal.
All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Oh, the healing saves your ass.
That's why I did it.
As you're knocked right back down to wounded, and then he's going to run away. He also needs to make a self-control check. He can only roll 2 dice for this because he's at 2 blood. He does succeed. Yeah, he's going to run away. You can't go after him because you couldn't spend for celerity.
No, I'm
and
just.
Your brother didn't spend for celerity this turn,
Yeah.
So he's gonna run around the alley. Also, not run around the alley. Pardon?
We have ways to track him, anyways.
I mean, if you did, why didn't you just track him here to begin with?
Well, I didn't know he was there. I've met him now.
Okay.
So I seen.
But yeah, unless you intend to pursue him,
I would need more blood if I was going to do that. Which I would say to Husam, more or less, we can continue the hunt. We don't have to let him get away.
You mean I can't let him get away?
Hmm.
As he's going to celerity after him and move significantly faster than you do.
Yes, that he does.
And we're just going to come out of initiative at this point because there's no way that bridge is going to survive your brother. God no.
Oh. So again, Qadir sighs. It's like nothing changes of it.
But yeah, about 30 seconds later, your brother pops back into existence with the limp body of this bruiser. And I'm just going to make him make one willpower test for them both. I'm going to keep the roll he had on there.
Right.
What's his face? Okay, so he succeeded them both. So what you see him do, do you recognize this? Is he just puts them down, and he rips open their chest, just tosses, he just ignores the armor, he just punctures through it, moves past their rib cage, and it extracts their heart in a crystalline flask, which you understand to be the debitum.
Yeah. Qadir sighs a little bit and kind of looks over to Hasim. As always, good to see your work. Well, I guess questioning them was outside of our range of influences.
Why would they allow you to question them? You are here alone.
And
If
he
I were
played.
not here, you would be dead, brother. He seems fairly angry at you.
So, I was very much counting you being around.
The next time I will endeavor not to be.
So, shouldn't you think of this as me always knowing that I can rely on you, as you can rely on me?
If I am meant to rely on you, then show it through deed and action. Not through standing around waiting me to finish off all of your opponents as you are beating into a bloody pulp.
And he kind of looks a bit, though it's more less angry, but like more of a slightly gesture, like, I guess my blades of flame and my storms don't count much for anything these days.
I saw no thunderstorm assailing our enemies, nor did I see a blade of fire reducing them to ash.
No, but I did
Please,
view.
brother, if you possess these traits, do show them to me. I would be most impressed.
And he just sits there, so like, always focus on the now. But I get your point. It was irresponsible of you not to get your attention for such a matter.
It is why I came here, brother. But I'll be honest. You are old, almost as old as me, by the standards of our kind. I should not need to babysit you like this.
And if he could blush in embarrassment, he would. And he simply says, I'm simply trying to follow what my caste dictates, brother.
I don't think your caste dictates you walking into an obvious ambush. I was half tempted to slay a man as he guided you to the house, but, well, I was pretty confident I could take all of them, so. It is a shame, I could not gather the heart's blood of the other two. They were all fairly thick-blooded, it is true. what our clan has said about this place. It is fertile ground.
And he nods. I've been using my powers in this place liberally for a while now, and the mortals are getting anxious. I didn't want to bring unneeded attention. But it does not change the fact that then I should have prepared better. I should have brought Line with me as well.
If you have learned from it, then I expect you to act on it. But as I said, do not expect me to assist you every time. I will not always be there to save your life.
And he nods and he says, I guess maybe I'm already becoming too spoiled. I've been used to doing everything in this place nearly by myself. I took advantage of you. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. But be more careful and more aware. To be honest, you could have probably outran almost all of those men. I think only, I think this one is a Borussia. He could have probably kept up with you. But outside of them,
Well, I was hoping maybe if I could lead them into the building, I could cause the building to collapse on top of them. Or shake the arrow out of that archer's hands, but the bourgeois was too focused on me. I needed to defend myself.
earthquakes are a new talent for the sorcerers, I see.
So I can manipulate objects now, at least to a degree.
Why did you not then simply take the sword from the soldier? Or he'll say from the bourgeois. Simply tear it from his hand, if that is what you can do.
I felt on my.
If you can tear down a building, you can steal some poor bastard's sword, yes?
Yeah. And he nods.
But
I haven't used that particular effect against an opponent that has potence. I felt that maybe best to have a more direct touch. That's why I tried to disarm the bourgeois, but I was unsuccessful, obviously.
If you're not confident in your sorceries to disarm a bourgeois, I doubt that directly, physically opposing them is going to help much either. In fact, I think that's where they're most threatening, not less.
And he nods at that. I probably should go with my typical idea. I should have just disarmed. I should have disrobed him. I'm good at doing that.
You need to be indirect, brother. You're a sorcerer. I'm a warrior. Leave the direct to me.
Yes. Have you met our sister? I've talked to her recently.
I've met the rest of the clan, yes.
Okay.
Can't say I think much of them here. They've been far too passive. They've allowed this infection to spread to such reckless and unacceptable degrees. The clan is considering purging the city entirely. With the hunters wandering around.
Indeed.
And this Mary.
Well, it
and
seems.
those fucking usurpers. Why have we not already burned that chantry to the ground?
I was hoping with my exposure of what they did with the Ravnos would give us the right to burn it down. It seems to fail, though the Ravnos are in a worse position, which he kind of waves his hand in a so-so fashion, is, well, at least some sense of vindication.
Who among the Ravnos have been working with the usurpers?
The previous Scourge. He was working with the previous Primogen of their court, capturing gangrel Nosferatu, Zimices, making gargoyles. I have a gargoyle's arm. We've been studying it and using it as evidence. And he goes into a pouch to his bag. It shows a mirror, kind of holds it somewhat casually. This mirror is designed to reveal the true intentions of anybody that has the reflection thrown to it. And he looks over to the ashes of the Canaanites. I was hoping to read their thoughts first before you ate them.
That is a rather cruel way of addressing what is expected of us.
So,
But no matter, they wish to fight. They did not wish to answer questions.
said, true, but I've tested the mirror. It works on individuals that are unconscious. But that's neither here or there. Their lives were forfeit regardless, unless they surrendered. As he puts it back into a pouch.
You speak with such assurance for a man who has proven himself so fragile.
I believe my master told me at a time. Sometimes it's best to fake it till you make it. You heard it from some type of Easterner.
But you are not before them now, you are before me. It does not matter. If this sketch has been working for usurpers, then he is next on our list.
And he looks approvingly at that. We also said if we could find him, we also have a previous seneschal that could use eliminating. That one still owes us, and so do their clan.
Which one?
Soladrin of Clan Setite. And it does venom in every syllable when he says that name.
I've heard of this one. I will take my time with that one.
I'd rather not give him the pleasure. I'm sure that a creature of his nature might enjoy the torture.
I am not doing it for my pleasure or for his. That one has a reputation. If it can stand against elders, then I'll need to be more careful around it. I will need to be patient. But the Scourge, he seems more vulnerable. And his talent's more niche. He will be a more acceptable target. At least for the immediate future. I will require your assistance.
I'll make sure to have proper counters to his illusions.
Good.
And also, do you feel that maybe he has possible child there? If so, I have a ritual to make sure that once we eliminate him, the childers will be much easier to take out.
It is a matter of public knowledge he has child, I know.
Well,
Only one, if I recall.
And he kind of stops. I was like, I don't deal with the Ravenous very often, so I honestly do not know.
He does not make himself known to court much, but then neither do I. But unlike his sire, he doesn't seem to have made an undue fuss. So maybe he is worthy of a life for now. But we will see. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on him once I'm done with his sire.
He nods. Well then,
I believe I am done here.
yes. Then, oh, as he begins putting the ashes into a pouch, I'll show our trophies to the Princeton's vassals to gain credit for this. No reason not to.
I believe when he takes the heart's blood, the let's see. Oh no, the bodies I think actually remain. Your brother will just look at you and will say, "Why should you be claiming credit for this? I did most of the fighting."
No. Who says I was taking the credit? I'm simply claiming it. So and he goes, "You have
That's
more than earned."
that's the same thing.
And he kind of,
To claim credit is to take it.
yeah, he already seemed to be ready to leave. So that's why he did that. And he goes, "Well, you already seem such in a rush to leave. Like I wasn't sure if you were going to or not." So
I have to. I will have to donate one of these to the clan. Maybe there is a worthy warrior who will be able to partake of this gift. The other, I think I shall keep for the moment.
he nods and says, "Well, we shouldn't allow free boons to be go wasted. So, do you want me to carry the bodies or you?"
We are fortunate that nobody has come out of their homes.
Luckily, our violence is relatively quiet,
It was fast.
as it should be.
Then we can all return to our base of operations, as it were. And he will obfuscate all of you because he can do that. He's obfuscate 5, and he has a lot of stealth. And I think as you are all obfuscated and fade from existence, that is where we can end the scene. Thank you for playing for watching us. See you all next time. Goodbye.